Hey guys, I thought I would record my flight simulator flight today in case any of you are interested, particularly because I'm flying the legendary Canadian plane, the iconic DHC-2 Beaver. Of course, it's in floatplane configuration. I'm in Winnipeg. Weather right now is not that great for flying, but supposedly it clears up a little bit towards the north, which is great because I want to be flying north anyway because that's where the lakes are. So let's get started. I'll switch to information frequency just to see what's going on at the airport.
And departing runway 18.
I've already given this a listen. I just want to make sure nothing's changed since the last time I went through.
You have information whiskey.
Okay, nothing's changed, so then we're good to request our flight clearance.
Goose 204 is short of 18, ready to go.
I'll wait for radio silence so I'm not talking over anyone.
Goose 204, call airborne this frequency, wind 19013, clear for takeoff, runway 18.
Call airborne, clear for takeoff, runway 18, Goose 204.
Winnipeg Center, good afternoon. Charlie Golf Mike Alpha Mike is on the ground at Winnipeg International. Request VFR departure to the north with information whiskey.
Charlie Golf Mike Alpha Mike, Winnipeg, hello, your VFR flight plan is approved. Depart runway 18, squawk 0611.
VFR approved, squawk 0611. Charlie Golf Mike Alpha Mike.
Charlie Golf Mike Alpha Mike, read back correct, give me a call and ready for taxi.
Roger.
Winnipeg Center, Goose 204, passing 2004 for 4000.
Goose 204 identified, climb for level 230.
Up to 230 for Goose 204.
Okay, well, let's get the Beaver started. So we'll open up the mixture, turn on the ignition. There's a bunch of different lights I'm supposed to have on before I start the engine.
Okay, 420 on request standby.
Well, maybe not that light. There we go. This thing's actually got a manual fuel pump. You gotta pull it by hand, build up some pressure.
Comair 559, I'm still not seeing your transponder out there. Can you try to recycle it? I suspect it's because you're not squawking mode C in your client, though.
It lives! That's a reference to another Canadian legend. These windows are very frosted up. This Beaver actually has a window defroster, but kind of relies on the engine being warm, and it's got to be running pretty much full throttle to make much of a difference. So I don't know if I have the patience to sit here revving the engine while the window's defrost. I think I'm just going to call this good, and hopefully I don't regret that.
Comair 559, say present altitude.
Okay, pretty much ready to taxi here now. There aren't really any other planes I need to avoid on the way out. Actually, I thought there was ground service. Oh yeah, there he is. Okay, I can avoid that dude on the way onto the taxiway. Winnipeg Center, Charlie Golf Mike Alpha Mike, ready to taxi.
Charlie Golf Mike Alpha Mike. Let's see, are you able to runway 18 at Kilo, or do you need full length?
Kilo's fine.
Charlie Golf Mike Alpha Mike, runway 18 at Kilo, altimeter 2982, taxi via apron and Golf, your discretion. And then join Kilo, cross runway 13 at Golf, hold short, runway 18 at Kilo.
Oh boy. Taxi to 18 at Kilo, altimeter 2982, taxi Golf, my discretion, join Kilo, cross 13, Kilo, hold short, 18 at Kilo, Mike Alpha Mike.
And it was Canadian 420 looking for a clearance at Saskatoon, correct? Canadian 420, clear to the Calgary Airport, AirDad 1 departure. Radar vectors Borix, flight plan route, depart, runway 27, squawk 0606.
If you're thinking that all these voices you're hearing over the radio are all sounding very realistic, it's because they're all humans. I'm connected to a network called VATSIM. It links pilots who want to practice realistic flying, navigation,
Okay, 420, read
communication,
back correct, and give me a call when you're ready for taxi information. Charlie's correct.
and connects them with controllers who want to practice the same. And some of them are like real-life pilots or controllers who just want to try out a new station or route or plane or something like that. Some of them are students. Some of them are just simulation-only pilots like me. But it's pretty cool. Everybody does this on a volunteer basis, and it gives you a chance to practice your skills and turn a simulation into something that's pretty close to reality.
Goose 204, turn left direct Rorma on course.
Direct to Roma for Goose 204.
While I taxi, I can explain something
Central
here.
Aircraft Winnipeg Center will be closing at the top of the hour in 15 minutes. Closing at 1900, it'll be 15 minutes from now.
So if you heard the controller asking me about Kilo and you're wondering what that was all about, this is runway 18 here, and taxiway Kilo, where I'm going to be crossing it, is about halfway down. So he's asking if I'm able to just turn right straight onto the runway and start my takeoff roll there, which I can do. That gives me about 3,000 feet of runway still, and this plane probably is only going to need 1,000, so it's lots.
Goose 204, climb flight level 350, turn left direct SIPDO on course. SIPO.
And it saves me
Up to 350, direct SIPO for Goose 204.
saves me having to go all the way to the north end, turn around, and just to come back. So it's actually a really nice idea to depart midfield from Kilo. We're coming up on an inactive runway now. The controller told us to cross, so we'll just slow down here before the threshold. We're supposed to make sure our landing lights are on and check for traffic. The runway is not in use, but somebody could be using it in an emergency or something, so we're still supposed to look both ways as best we can with our frosty windows. Alright, we have arrived at our runway. Winnipeg Center, Mike Alpha Mike holding short 18 at Kilo.
Flag off Mike Alpha, Mike, proceed on course. The wind 190 at 13 and call me airborne this frequency. Clear for takeoff from wind 18 at Kilo.
Clear for takeoff, 18 at Kilo, we'll call once airborne. Mike Alpha Mike. Cleared for takeoff. I don't think you can ever get tired of hearing that. We're loaded pretty close to the plane's maximum takeoff weight, so I won't be using flaps for the takeoff, and we'll wait for about 100 miles per hour before we rotate. Okay, there's 100 miles per hour. Climb rate looks good. Gear up. This plane has a set of wheels that retract into the pontoons. It's operated by a manual hand crank. I suppose it probably makes the plane easier to maintain when there's no hydraulic system. Start the left turn for the traffic pattern here. Winnipeg Center, Mike Alpha Mike passing through 1,400 feet. Hey, you can see Winnipeg City Center in the distance. I'm shooting to climb to about 1,800 feet eventually.
Flag off Mike Alpha, Mike, Winnipeg identified. Maintain VFR, altimeter 1082, report exiting control airspace.
Roger, altimeter 2982 will maintain VFR and report when leaving the Charlie airspace. Mike Alpha Mike.
I think I heard American 311 calling me, talking over another aircraft. Say again.
If some of these radio conversations seem a little bit
Say again?
one-sided, it's because the center controller has a lot farther range than I do, so I'm only hearing his side of the conversation.
American 311.
Okay, so there's a zone of controlled airspace around Winnipeg, and he asked me to notify him when I was leaving it, so I better do that now. Winnipeg Center, Mike Alpha Mike, leaving the Charlie airspace.
Flag off Mike Alpha Mike, Roger. Remain outside of Charlie airspace. Surveillance service terminates, and if you can squawk VFR and change the frequency change approved. Have a great day.
Roger, going to Unicom, squawk VFR. Thank you for the service today. Mike Alpha Mike. Well, it looks like the sky's clearing up nicely. And my windows are defrosting as well. So all of a sudden it's a nice day for flying. Okay, so we're out of the controlled airspace and we got blue skies above us, so that gives us a little more freedom on how we fly. So I'm going to start a climb here. And
Air Canada 262, contact Toronto Center 125.77. Good day.
And just make sure to stay clear of those clouds ahead of us.
Yeah.
Camp 40434, over to Unicom. Thanks for the help.
Some nice views and a beautiful plane. Lots of places to land when you got pontoons. But we're headed to Gimli, which is on the west shore of Lake Winnipeg. It says about 26 miles away, so at this rate that'll be like 10-15 minutes. Okay, we're getting close to Gimli now. Sky's cleared up quite a bit. It's just very scattered clouds. You can see the beginnings of Lake Winnipeg there on the right. And then the rest of the lake opens up in front of us. Here, let me show you this landing gear pump. This is kind of fun. Literally you have to crank this thing up and down in order to lower the landing gear. I'll retract it back into the plane. You can see the sets of wheels coming back into the pontoons. Gets the job done. Okay, we're about 13 miles out of Gimli now. Almost ready to start our descent. Oh, actually, here's a fun fact. If you go to the Nav Canada website and then go operational guides, you can actually bring up airport charts. Here, I've actually got it downloaded. And this will bring up charts for airports all across Canada. Really handy to have for flight simulation. But this still isn't all of the airports in Canada. It's only the bigger ones. If you want all of them, then they want you to go to the store, and they've got the Canada Flight Supplement, it's called, right here. And they're listed for sale here, but for simulation you can just download samples, and I've got them here. So these ones have way more airports. It's a massive book. Like even just the Prairies one is over 1,000 pages, and it's got diagrams as well as key information for anywhere you might want to land. So the fun fact is that a bunch of these charts have actually been drawn by me when I worked at Stantec in Red Deer, and we did all of the heliports basically in Alberta and BC. We would obviously do up all the construction drawings and specs, but another deliverable was this diagram and document to send off to Nav Canada to get included in the Canada Flight Supplement. So actually even like Bonnyville is one of the ones, the Bonnyville Health Center. Here it is. This is one I drew. There's a bunch more in this book in Alberta and quite a few in BC. Yeah, it's just a little tidbit for you there. Alright, let's get back to the flight. So descending into Gimli, I think I'm going to want to overfly the airport first and then land in the lake. Just heading over the airport so I can get a look at the windsock and know what the wind direction is before I come in to land. Let's see if I can still bring up the map for Gimli. Okay, yeah. So airport, overfly the town, then land in the lake. Gimli traffic, Charlie Golf Mike Alpha Mike is type DHC2 Beaver, 10 miles south, 6,500 feet, inbound water landing. Gimli traffic. So for smaller airports that don't have control towers, they have instead what's called an advisory frequency that everybody in the area is supposed to tune to. And you just call out your movements on that frequency and try to move in really predictable ways. And it helps make sure that if there's going to be a conflict, you guys can resolve those conflicts on the frequency and people can just generally stay out of your way. So that's what that call out was all about, and I'll keep making advisory channel Unicom call outs every once in a while. Gimli traffic, Charlie Golf Mike Alpha Mike, overflying the runway south to north at 2,300 feet. Gimli traffic. Just looking for a windsock here. There it is. Oh yeah. That'll work for landing in the lake. Probably is. Still 2,000. I mean, it's a big lake. You can land any direction, but this will at least let me angle towards the shore, which is nice. Gimli traffic, Charlie Golf Mike Alpha Mike, 3 miles east of the airport, 2,000 feet, entering left-hand downwind. I'll be landing in the lake east of town on about heading 210 Gimli traffic. Shout out to my buddy Steve, by the way. The last few days we've been flying shared cockpit flights on VATSIM, where he controls the plane and I handle all the radios and navigation. It's lots of fun. We've been flying all around Arizona, Tucson, Yuma, Phoenix. He lives in that area, so he knows the airports well. Gimli traffic, Charlie Golf Mike Alpha Mike, turning left base for water landing, Gimli traffic. So yeah, splitting up the responsibilities between pilot and co-pilot can be really nice because you don't have to do quite so much all at once, and makes it a lot less intimidating for people who kind of want to get more into this. Gimli traffic, Charlie Golf Mike Alpha Mike is on final for water landing east of town on heading 210 Gimli traffic. Okay, we'll drop the rudders. Start taxiing to the shore. Whoops, I gotta retract my flaps. Flaps in this plane are, you guessed it, another hand crank. Gimli traffic, Charlie Golf Mike Alpha Mike, taxiing to the shore, Gimli traffic. So apparently if you have a boat launch that doesn't have too steep of a grade, you can actually extend the landing gear, the wheels, in the water, and then you can taxi the plane right up the boat launch. And some harbor airports even have a ramp that turns into a taxiway that leads right into the water like this. But I'm done flying for today, so I'll just slide this thing right up onto the shore and that'll be fine. Well, thanks for watching. Yeah, if you made it this far, be sure to let me know. And hopefully you had as much fun watching it as I had making it.